Okay, this is a release video for Monster Toad by Dark Ruler. I resprited the whole character. Anybody who saw that second sprite commission video knew this was coming. Okay, this is the original version over here on the right with the Monster Toad thing on text on the top. As you can see, even the character icons got white dots on it. See, I'm gonna show you the side by side.
Round one.
You got the original over here on that's moving. He's very badly ripped. He's got sprite white stuff that should have been removed. Even even a basic chop should have removed that white spots all over him. Now I did way more than remove all those white dots. I repainted him pixel by pixel. I'm going to show you him in a fight. Now he's basically a boss
Round one.
character.
Fight.
The second half of this video will be me going into kind of excessive detail about what was actually changed. Because I added and changed a bunch of art. I even messed with some of the animations and resynced some of the sprites. So I did a lot more than just cleaned off the white dots. But yeah, this is kind of what you'll get as far as fighting him goes. So the second part of the video will be extensive commentary. I'll put the download link for this character in the description. Okay, I'm going to go into a little bit more extensive detail of what's changed between the old version and the new version. I won't go over everything or be here forever, but okay. So, first off, like I said, it's more than just the white dots. I went in and repainted the whole thing pixel by pixel. If you look really close, you can tell. Okay, in his original version, this toad is just sort of like above his mouth when it's supposed to be coming out of his mouth. Whereas in my version, it's clearly still inside of his mouth on the first frame. So it looks like it's coming out of his mouth better. Okay, you see that this little water down here? How it has it's just like it's cut off? On my version, I made sure the water is splashing on both sides here. You know, it's not cut off on every frame. So I went and mirrored it so it looks more natural. So you can see this little line here, it's cut off on every frame. Or it has like white lines there that shouldn't be there. Same deal here with the green bubble. On his version, it's like clearly overlapping his mouth when it's supposed to be coming out of his mouth. So yeah, I fixed that. you can see some of the sprites aren't even aligned here. Look, like this, like he clearly moves down like a notch in a second on the original version here. Also, he has this window shading on his bubble besides the white dot problem. And unless you actually have a window, you should not you should avoid that. So yeah, mine doesn't have the window shading. It just has a single white shine. Okay, see that right here where his bubble explode is just like this weird black lines here, the little X, and it just sort of flashes. And in his animation, he has these like it's all super brighted the fuck up, so it can't even be seen really. I wouldn't have made a more natural looking. Yeah, so when he hits my bubble in the animation, the bubble wobbles. It goes like up and then squeezes, and then it like gets brighter right before it explodes in the fire. And you see these green dots here, or the green slime. In the original thing, it just hangs on this animation instead of doing like a motion. Oh, I removed this frame completely because I didn't think it worked well. But yeah, see like 2 frames there, and the little slime dots are just kind of hanging in place, and they don't animate. It doesn't look like any anime. So I just like added new or slash changed the art on that one completely. And see once again here, there's like it's just cut off here. So if you have a wider stage with a wider zoom, you might notice that. So yeah, like I have it here. Also on the original version, like the water, I made sure it was like animated better, so it looks like the little spots goes a little farther. It just sort of vanishes. There's certain parts here. I made sure like each one has like a trail that trails off with these little water splotches in my version. But yeah, it's all this little slime water is mirrored, so it looks better. Oh, when he blinks his eye, it just goes all full thing. But when I have the eye blink, it, has a little, like the lids meeting halfway. But maybe that's really up to my preference. That's not like a really knock. Okay, so his tongue, I made it look a little nicer in mine. It doesn't have this white line. It's kind of just, but I want to show you one of the frames. This is like especially fucked here. Yeah, like I don't know what this is supposed to be. Like, is it like the tongue supposed to be bending up or down? I just like outdid it completely. So my 200, I just got rid of it completely. I had this like slightly darker outer line shade. Yeah, once again, the sprites, like, you can see, like, how the eye isn't consistent. Like, here, watch his eyeball. It goes, like, up, it's moving around. That isn't on Dark Ruler, that's on the original Flash artist. Whereas I made all my eyeballs, like, super consistent. I also made, like, the line, or the shading around the leg a little more natural in my version. So, like, yeah, if you look at my 04 here, this line is a little more natural. As you can see, the eyeball is super consistent in my version. Okay, the big difference, I actually, oh god, look at that. It's just like there's a segmented thing just floating above top there. I got rid of that, trust me. But okay, here on the original version, the explosion, let me zoom out. Look at the top here. It's just cut off. So I wanted to remedy that in my version. If you go to my top, you can see that it's so on bigger stages or wider screen stages, you can see the full explosion bubble. This is why this character took so long to release. Every one of these frames, these giant flame sprites, and I went and shaded them all like super. Like nobody's gonna actually notice the little tiny like shading I did on these flames, but I went in there and did the extra mile, and these flames are huge. They took like 2 hours each. So yeah, I also changed the color of a lot of things so they wouldn't look so. There was a lot of like colors right next to each other on the giant sparks, so I wanted them to like look a little bit more dynamic. So they kind of like go bright and then like fade back down. Now this right here, well, I drew a bunch of new art as far as like splashes and stuff goes. I did not like the character portrait that was there before. Like even if I would have like fixed it up, I still just didn't like it. So I went into like my notebook and I sketched out what this character probably would look like from the front. And then after I drew it in a notebook, I like recreated it on the computer. So yeah, that's what I think the character probably would look like if facing front. Like I don't have official art to go off of. I also removed the monster toad text at the top because if this thing is mirrored in like versus screens, the monster toad text will get reversed, so I wanted to avoid that. So yeah, that's the last big change. Oh, also it has palettes. Yeah, it now can attack you in different palettes, which the original version didn't have any palettes. So yeah, I based them on like toad colors I could find online. So this is like, a lime toad, a sort of faded brown toad, an orange toad, a brown toad, red toad, which is like tropical toads, a tropical pink toad, gray toads. There's lots of grays, but I didn't want to fill it up with gray toads. A golden toad, black toad, a darker green toad, and another tropical blue toad. That should be everything.